All right, guys, this is the weekly overview for June 9th, which is week 3 of our summer training block. Let's get into it. So on Monday, we are going to be doing that progressive kip swing, which we've done before. You're kind of picking one of these. So again, we're either learning the kipping pull-up, or like any kind of pulling essentially, which is 5 progressing pulls. It starts with 2 swings, and then we pull up a little bit, pull up a little bit higher, pull up a little bit higher, and then we pull up as high as we can, which could be a bar muscle up. And honestly, we want to think about just keeping this tight, feet together, really learning to drive our hips and stay into that position of that global, hollow body and arch position, and driving from a full body perspective opposed to just kind of having that segment. So just keeping it nice and tight. If we're looking at this could just be kip swings, getting a little bit higher and then getting your feet up a little bit more and then working towards a kipping toe to bar. Obviously, it's just as high as you can get it. So it's just like literally just keeping it tight, keeping it moving, learning how to generate power from the shoulder, right? And keeping the shoulder kind of being the initiation of that movement. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get to work on that. And then we get to hit some volume. So we have 6 rounds, 2 minutes on the clock. It's 25 and 20 for the performance on the cow bike. And then as many chest to bar pull-ups or pull-ups or whatever version you're doing. We're looking at RX Plus being bar muscle ups today. And the bike shouldn't take more than 60 to 70 seconds. This should be a fairly decent sprint. I would say like 85, 90%, because you are going to catch a little bit of your breath during that, chest to bar piece, especially if muscular endurance is kind of what's going to be the limiter. And so, again, quality sets. We had that cluster set before. I would kind of suggest if you don't have a lot of volume in these things, then doing something like some quick cluster sets. Obviously, with the higher skill like a bar muscle up, it can kind of be tough to want to have to hit a bunch of sets because, obviously it just slows you down a lot. So we should just take whatever skill we had from above. That first piece, try not to wear yourself out. It's just about learning control. Do less reps if you think you need to just kind of push the volume on the second piece, but really drive the position in the first piece, and then it's just whatever you got in the second. All right, on Tuesday, back to the front squats. Now it's times 5 on the 3 minutes. We're changing that tempo. It's now a 3-second down, 2-second hold. So we've kind of, we had a 5-second pause last time. Now we have the 2-second pause, and we're going to a 5-rep max. So still probably about the same amount of time under tension because it's 5 reps, and it's going to be long. It's going to be a long set. So we're working on position over everything. We're not really trying to drive. We are trying to drive load, obviously, but it should be about being in the bottom position, having the knees forward, hips forward, chest up, keeping the knees forward and the hips up, or hips forward as we're driving up, not letting the hips shoot back or the chest round forward. Challenge yourself to hold those positions. It's going to make this movement way better and make your cleans better as well. After that, clean deadlifts at 100% of your clean. So we're just looking at just staying in position, feet are nice and close, knees are nice and forward. We're pulling, keeping the bar nice and close. We don't have to extend to the top, but if you want to, you can. Just stay over the bar as long as you can. And then we have 10 to 12 alternating goblet reverse lunges. So again, we're just kind of taking that, we're holding that, we're stepping back, alternating legs. If you wanted to elevate your front foot, you could. And then it's 20 to 30 seconds on the pike hold. So we're just down there. It's like that intro to the L sit. So we're down there, hands are forward. We're pushing our feet straight up, and we're just trying to keep that pike position for 20 to 30 seconds. If that's a long time, obviously just scale it back. On Wednesday, we are going to be doing 6 rounds, and this is kind of our where we're going to be doing a mixture of some conditioning, and then we'll do a little strength work afterwards, core and strength work afterwards. So we have 250 meter ski at a high effort, rest 1 minute. Same thing with the row, rest 1 minute. It's pretty clean. It's 6 rounds. It's really just pushing that repeatability, but maybe start out where you know for sure you can repeat, and then maybe try to get a little bit faster. I think that's a way to do it. If you don't really understand pacing, then that's a good way to kind of start. And then at the end, you can kind of push a little bit harder. After that, hip extensions on the GHD, or just band the hip. This is mostly for really large classes, but because you'll get just as good of a stimulus by banding the hip and then just taking the kettlebell that straight down, keeping the feet close, hinging forward, really loading the glutes and hamstrings up. And that's what the focus is here anyway. So we're just trying to build the back, build the hips, build the glutes. So just think about that range of motion, and then it's just 15 to 20 sit-ups, V-ups. I didn't want to occupy the GHD if we already did hip extensions, but that would be an option too if we have the room, to get it done. But again, just working on some core work as our accessory work at the end today. All right, on Thursday, We've got another one of them buy-in workouts where it's an 800-meter buy-in. 6 rounds, 27 dubs, 9 burpees, and then 3 hang power cleans, 165, 115, 205, 35, 4 RX plus. It's fairly heavy. We're looking at trying to find a weight that 3 reps is challenging. Okay, it's not something that like you think you're gonna miss, but it's challenging. It's a pretty challenging weight. All right, and you're moving steady through this. You know, the burpees, we're just gonna jump and clap. All right, in smaller classes, if you really wanted to push a bar facing, you could. But it's mostly from a logistic thing, and you know, we just need to be good at burpees, whether it's bar facing, whatever. And the burpee jump and clap allows you to really kind of push the intensity a little bit more and not have to worry about slowing down as much. But just looking at that full extension, hands over the head, you know, with the hips extended and then the feet off the ground. Fitness, we are cutting it to a 500-meter run, so we did add it from last time. We're going up a little bit. Burpees, hang power clean, same thing. Just again, this weight should be, it's 5 instead of 3. It's a little bit less on the burpees, a little more on the hang power clean. So think like, you know, burpees are just going to slow us down. I want to keep that, you know, to a little bit more moderate range. With the weight here, we still want to be able to be unbroken, something that we can move nice and consistently for the hang power clean. All right. Top target here, 14 minutes, sub 14 minutes. I think, you know, we'll see. And I think scaling to be sub 20 minutes is a good goal today. All right. Back to the jerks that we've been working on. Okay, we've just kind of been introducing these. Now we have push jerks plus split jerks, 2 push jerks plus 1 split jerk on the 75 seconds for 8 sets. Again, skill practice, build only with quality in mind. Push jerks for the fitness today, just working on that. If you're really struggling with the push jerk, just go to the push press. It's totally fine, okay? Nothing that we do here is necessary for fitness, all right? So we are challenging you to some higher level movements, but if your goal is to build strength and you know, resilience to the shoulder, you know, just say, hey, I want to push press, and then just push press. That's totally fine, all right? After that, we have an 8 minutes AMRAP, 6 toes to bar, 4 shouldered overhead, 2 box jumps with a step down, tall box jumps, a little heavier, or should be lighter weight, really should be pretty moderate to lightweight. For this, obviously this could have probably been scaled up a little bit, but I think it's okay. You know, we've done a lot of shoulder stuff. We're going to be doing shoulder stuff on Saturday, so if you plan on coming on Saturday, I know this weight might look light and easy, but just move nice and consistently through it because we are going to snatch the next day. All right. On Saturday, continuing on that snatch progression here, we're now going to be doing, so we've got for the performance, we've got a snatch pull plus a high hang snatch times 2. So you go snatch pull, high hang snatch, back down, snatch pull, high hang snatch, okay? For the fitness, we're going to go high hang snatch, power snatch, overhead squat, high hang power snatch, overhead squat. We're working way top down from the fitness. You don't even need to worry about a snatch pull if we can't even get into those positions or that power position. So we're going to really own the power position to start. That's what we're looking at doing. Again, push the positions in range of motion. Now on Saturdays, as these, you know, we have these higher skill, weightlifting pieces that are going to be fairly time consuming. We are going to have to keep it pretty simple on the Metcons for the day. So what we're looking at here today is a 10-minute AMRAP. Partner 1 is going to run 200 meters while the other partner does as many kettlebell swings and push-ups, you know, of 10 and 10, and then you switch when the person gets back from running. I'm not really too concerned with, like, you know, if you want to just start back at the kettlebell swings every time, you don't have to pick up where your partner is. Just continue to go and try to just count how many times you can do that or how far you can get each time, and try to be consistent. You know, it's only 10 minutes, so I would suggest kind of pushing push the run as like kind of a moderate high pace, you know, and allow that volume of the swings and the push-ups to really be the driving factor. Maybe try to keep the run to a minute roughly, even if you're really fast, and then use it as a recovery and then push the pace over here. All right, guys, as always, that's all we have for this week. If you ever have any questions, always you can let us know. You can reach out to me at brandon@makocrossfit.com or any of the social medias if you want to send me a message, or if I see you in the gym, say hi. And if you don't have any questions, comments, then we'll see you in the gym.